Welcome to the Fantasy Football Brothers. Let's meet your host. From the cold and harsh distant land of Mother Russia, lover of romantic walks from his bed to his couch, Boris Wagner. From the sunshine state of California, lover of barbershops and sleeping in, Richard Wagner. Thank you for joining the Fantasy Football Brothers for another episode.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Football Brothers. My name is Richard Wagner.
My name is Boris.
And we are so excited to be back. We have an eventful episode planned for you guys.
Yes, we do, Richard. You're not
we're
lying.
gonna be going through our sleepers and values in the draft, and there's a lot of them. But we picked one each for this episode. Sleepers are the guys that you can get at the back end of your draft that have that potential to break out, have that potential to give you really good floor. Just produce really well for your fantasy team because once you're drafting past round 8, 9. A lot of those guys, in actuality, won't really matter in the grand scheme of things for your fantasy season. It's going to be a lot of dart throws, trying to figure out who did it. And we're going to be giving you some values, What are the players that are dropping, What are the wide receivers or running backs that should be going earlier but are falling to us in optimal positional ADP positions to draft.
Wow, those are some beautiful words. Yeah, I'm going to say like the 8th and 9th round, the reason why they are sleepers is actually they can, especially wide receivers, they actually can be the deciding factor. They can help you win your leagues. I mean, I've had it so many times where like there was wide receiver 1 or 2 go down, or at least just one, and one dude steps up and he's just killing it for you. So you never know, and you want to just learn a lot about about the player, how good he was in college, how good are his metrics, and what are the chances of him actually stepping up?
Yeah, what's the opportunity there in that offense? What I'm saying is most of the players in those rounds won't matter. We're trying to find the diamond in the dust.
You have to
most of those players you probably will drop and you won't see again.
I hear you.
But we also have some news. A lot of things. Oh my God, man! The spices from breakfast killing my throat.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I add a lot of spices to my cooking. I'm a pretty sick chef. If you guys want any dishes thrown at you, holler at me.
It was really good.
Appreciate you.
I can't even talk for 1 minute without.
No,
that
my
spice
throat
coming.
is. I feel like you know what I mean.
But we got some news. A lot of stuff happening around the league.
Yes, sir.
We have some buy or sell. It's 14 days. 2 weeks, baby, until football officially starts.
I am ridiculous excited. I wish I was a little more excited but this is my second day off tobacco. So like my heart and my mind are going, yeah, but like my body's going, it's taking time, but 2 weeks, super stoked. My girlfriend's not going to be in town. I get to concentrate on and make a connection with each individual player on the screen. It's going to be exciting. And there goes those peppers. There goes those peppers, baby. And what's exciting is that I want to prove to all the people wrong on social media that were telling us a month or 2 weeks or, that a month, I'm saying 2 weeks ago or a month ago, saying that there was going to be no football. I want to tell those guys like, bro, come on. Are you ever going to doubt the funnest, most exciting?
Not a word. Maybe
funnest?
It is. I don't know. Continue.
You know what I mean? Like one of the most exciting sports in history. I mean, they make more money than all other sports too. There's no way they weren't going to let it happen.
Yeah, a lot of people saying on Facebook, Instagram that won't happen. A lot of people not doing their yearly drafts this year. But I just don't understand it because, what's the worst thing? Like you do it and then the season ends. But
right.
On the flip side of that is you don't do it and there's a whole season
that you just
missed out on a bunch of fun. So I don't really
a bunch of fun.
That's even better grammar.
I like it.
The grammar Nazis coming for us.
Ooh.
But I just like do your leagues. Worst case scenario, it stops and you just get your money back. No harm, and you had fun. Like, come on, even if you do fantasy and in week 1 they do play week 1, that's still 1 week of having fun. At the end of the day.
I agree.
But in general, football is probably happening. It's looking like it. I mean, there are billions of dollars business.
Right.
I just saw an article saying that they found better ways to what's it called? look for Corona to give them tests so they could do more, and it's cheaper for them. So they're gonna find a way to do this.
Yeah, we saw in Hard Knocks how efficient, the Chargers and Rams have been with it. I just think for football, we only play once a week.
Oh, we got some breaking news.
What? What happened?
It's not really that breaking. Drew Brees predicts breakout season for Traquan Smith. Everybody go jump on Traquan Smith, baby. Boris, we're on a show here. Boris.
What the heck?
Boris.
Oh, we got to vote. Will he break out? Not break out. Everybody's saying not break out. So clearly a lot of people are not on that hype train, especially as much as like Sleeper, it has been a little wishy-bishy. We don't even know if actually Drew Brees even said that, man, at this point. Who the heck knows? Yeah. So I was saying, yeah, like basketball teams, baseball teams, they play a lot of games throughout the week. Football just plays one game a week. So I feel like they can control it a lot easier. So we're excited. I feel like football's coming here. I don't know what Richie's doing. He's probably texting his boyfriend.
No, I'm reading the Drew Brees one. Traquan Smith is a guy who I think is ready to really blossom and just explode in this offense. Brees' words come 5 days after Coach Sean Payton hinted at a bigger role for Smith after his loss 2019.
For sure.
I don't like it.
What? You know what, bro? You're going to start having the most amazing season when we just acquired one more great player, all right? You got this.
Yeah, but...
that's how much they had confidence in him by getting Emmanuel Sanders.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to get even more weapons, but...
Of course.
I would like to say... but right now, the biggest concern isn't even Corona. It's probably what's happening with the horrible killings of African-American people and minorities, and it's just super freaking sad, and... we've had 6 teams come out today and said they're not practicing. We've had all of the NBA teams come out and say they don't want to play the playoff games, which is really beautiful. And, there's way more important things than fantasy football, like people's lives.
I know it's hard to believe, guys, but it's true.
Yeah.
There are more important things. And this is our fellow brothers and sisters. We have to stand up and help them out. This just didn't happen yesterday, 2 days ago. It's been happening for hundreds of years. So we need to put our foot down. We need to put our stance down. And that's good that sports, it started with Colin Kaepernick. I know everybody was dissing on him, especially the organizations. But clearly he was right. And clearly basketball, the NBA, is on top of it. So that's good.
Yeah, man. The NFL really messed up with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. That was really sad. Hopefully he... is doing good, and I know he got that big Nike deal, but hopefully he...
Who, Colin?
Who?
Colin?
Yeah. Hopefully... Oh my god, dude, the pepper's coating my neck.
I put a lot of pepper.
Hopefully he gets a job, maybe, potentially doing quarterback stuff, but he probably is on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, let's get into some news.
News.
David Montgomery... officially out 2 to 4 weeks. There's 2 weeks left in the preseason, so at most he's going to miss an additional 2 weeks. You can grab Patterson, who's that wide receiver / running back. You can grab Null, who actually was looking at his player profiler. Pretty good metrics, so if he does do well in that role, wouldn't be surprised. But Montgomery's clearly the best guy out of all those guys, and he still can't do best, so I'm definitely fading all of them.
Right, unless you can get Montgomery so dirt
if
cheap.
Montgomery, I think, falls in like the 6th, 7th round, easy slam dunk for me.
Right.
I like that. I like that value. Joe Mixon, migraines, hasn't practiced in recent days.
A little worrisome, man. Already to me, I got a lot of heap and shit. Shit is not a bad word, YouTube, okay? We allowing it. Shit for not having him as my top 10. And the reason I have that is, though I love, Burrow on that team and hopefully AJ Green is back, I just feel like he's been hella inconsistent from game to game. And, he can have games where he hits like 20 points, 20 plus, but he can have games less than 5 points. And I feel like with that, now him coming out with him having migraine issues, then there's this whole contract situations, last year of his contract. I just don't know, man. I mean, like he has to prove himself right now. But to me, with also a bad O-line, is tricky. We don't know how serious my migraines are a pretty serious deal, man.
Yeah, to me, I don't really think too much of this. I don't think migraines are that concerning.
Have you had a migraine?
I've had a migraine. My girlfriends have had
How bad are
migraines,
they?
and I know that migraines pass, and I know that
For
there's
sure.
medication for migraines.
Right.
So I don't think that it's the biggest deal. I think
For sure.
they can pass. He can stop getting them for 2 weeks, or
He's
can
a
take,
running back. He doesn't really pass.
Nice. Or he can take a bunch of medication the day before the game, which isn't good for his health, but is
So
good
are we
for
saying we don't
fantasy
care?
teams.
We don't care about himself.
What's it called? I think he's actually a very talented running back.
100%.
I think that
Huge prospect.
The only concerning thing is I think he's already proved it. I think towards the end of that last year he was a beast. He was putting up running back 1 numbers. I think the only thing concerning is the O-line, is the offense. That's the biggest question mark. I think
and the biggest thing is, like, are they going to throw it to him? Because I think a lot of the times they actually use Bernard for
Right.
third down progression. So I feel like if they utilize him more in the passing game, then definitely up
yeah,
stakes.
put Mixon on the Cowboys or the Sand or on Philadelphia. He's a running back 1.
100.
It's just the O-line's a little scary on the offense. But I personally, my opinion is I think they're gonna get it done. Just my opinion. Singletary fumbling the ball in camp. League's worst fumbling percentage as a rookie. Man,
Yikes.
Zach Moss
He's
might
getting more
be a
and more and
beast.
more hype, man. I mean, he's getting like Frank Gore had a lot of touches in the red zone last year. Zach Moss is getting that plus some. I mean, he was getting that at 36 years old. This guy's
Yeah, and Buffalo loves to run, so whoever's running there.
I think Zach Moss is gonna have a better year, man, than Singletary.
Yeah, I don't know about better, but definitely with their ADPs, 100% better.
Definitely get Zach Moss.
Zach Moss definitely over Singletary.
Definitely.
49ers signed former first-round pick wide receiver Kevin White from previously on the Bears. It's looking like they just need more bodies. I don't think this is a fantasy concerning.
Wait. You guys need any bodies? Look at that, baby. Come
For
on.
the people watching on Apple Podcasts, he just took off his shirt. So if you want to see his sexy body, come on over to YouTube. YouTube people who's watching, I'm sorry I lied to you. Wink, wink. But Kevin White, not too crazy for fantasy. Maybe he becomes something for Dynasty. He was a former first-round pick.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Holy
You
shit.
just missed me saying that.
Yeah, I did.
So we'll see
Wow.
what happens. But there's definitely seems like they need bodies. And outside of Ayuk, outside of Debo, I ain't grabbing anyone in my redraft leagues. Even if someone puts up,
I did.
puts a
Not
gun
him, but I
and-
did. I picked up Bourne and Pettis just to see what happens.
yeah,
It's just and it's also a really deep
if
league.
you have a really deep league, I can see it.
Right.
Yeah, because my thing is like even if it does happen,
I mean,
those
Debo
guys
had
are coming
pretty good
back.
years, bro.
Debo.
I'm just
They're
wanting
looking
them-
at Debo coming back week 4, maybe
Right.
even week 1.
I'm saying he potentially could be on the pole.
But I'm saying,
Okay, let's say week 4.
uh-huh.
Let's say this.
Mhm.
Let's say he, like Bourne. Let's say Bourne has like an amazing.
But the thing is, you're also
Let's say
looking
he's
at that
born again.
offense.
Just
You're
listen to
looking
me.
at like
Just listen.
everything.
Maybe first week he just erupts, right?
But it's so hard to do. But okay.
No, he's actually done pretty good last year. So just listen. Bourne erupts, right?
Uh-huh.
And people are like on that hype train. I trade him for after
Yeah, but the
first week.
thing is, people, if you're playing in leagues with good players, they realize that the only reason he's erupting
I'm saying
is
sometimes
because
you can
Debo
get
and Ayuk
I'm
are
s-
gone.
right, and I'm saying some people can be a little worried, like
So you need them to actually be at week 1. You need him to erupt in a horrible pass offense. You need him to then find a guy who would trade him for
No,
him,
no,
and
that's
then you
just
need
one-
to find a guy who you
that's
like.
just one possibility. I'm saying I can also see it like if Bourne for the first 3-4 weeks
Yeah.
that Debo's gone
Yeah,
has great games.
yeah,
I think he's staying in the lineup. I'm not saying he takes away Debo's
sure,
spot.
and he might stay in the lineup and get you 8 points a game.
I'm saying you're throwing up 8 points like you know what 8 points is.
I'm saying he gets you like 4 targets for like 40 yards.
I'm saying maybe he doesn't get that. I'm saying
Right.
it's a
it's a
potential.
horrible offense that doesn't like to throw. Potentially,
They
yes.
might have to.
Right. With that,
We talked about
defense.
it. We talked about it.
What?
Remember? I mean, yesterday we talked about
If you
how
don't,
they might not be able to run scheme as much as we think they are, and they're gonna have to throw it all better because their defense, like you said, also is not gonna be as good. Also, They have their
No,
best player,
right,
Bosa,
yeah.
who's injured right now.
Yeah, but he's going to be there for week 1.
Potentially.
My thing is, I don't know how well that they're going to be actually efficient in running the ball.
Right.
Defense-wise, I think they're going to be there, one of the best in the leagues. And I think what I'm saying is, like, they might have to not necessarily throw more, but, like, throw in general.
I think that a lot of the games when they, like, literally ran the ball every time because it,
Yeah.
like, and just didn't have to throw once, I think that might change. Like, it potentially could. If
Potentially.
it does change, I'm not saying Jimmy's this amazing player, but I also think Shanahan in that system, like, they know what they're
Hey,
doing.
I respect the hold. Let's see what happens.
Swag.
Frank Gore splitting carries with Lev Bell.
Bro, every single day it gets worse and worse
And
and
every
worse
single
and
day,
worse.
my $50 is getting better.
I don't even
and
care about
better
the 50.
and
I care
better.
about my leagues, bro. I want to win the
Not
1,000.
Not only did that happen, but the Jets went out and acquired Kalen Balaj,
Who?
Adam Gase.
Who I think averaged like 1.3 yards per
I think
carry
he had
last
one of the
year.
worst
Or
running back.
1.2.
I think he had the worst running back
Yards per
season.
carry.
Adam Gase coached him in Miami. He said, "Listen, I love bad
Oh
players.
my God!
Come on
literally-
over.
Literally.
Come on over to my team. We're gonna be the team of bad players."
Wait, if you're 100 years old or you can't run, I got you.
Yeah, that's why I got Le'Veon Bell ranked like 20th something. I just don't
really
like it. Yeah,
that low.
I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
I think, or at least like high teens or whatever, low teens.
You like high teens?
I like low teens.
God.
But
Ooh.
please don't clip that. What's it called? Kalen Balaj, probably not anything for fantasy himself, but just more risk factor on Le'Veon Bell. He's pretty much a fade for
Sure.
me.
And
in
they
the
have
fourth
the
round.
rookie Perrine, who actually had a pretty good.
Right. They have a
Right.
lot of running backs there. Is he a fade for you now in that 4th round? Would you still pick him in the 4th round where he goes now?
I think because of all this news,
Uh-huh.
I think I can get him a little later. So if I
You get him at the end of the 4th?
maybe at the 5th, I'd probably get him at the 5th or something if I needed a running back.
Yeah.
I still believe me. I still like him. I think if he gets less attempts, maybe he'll be a lot.
Let me ask you.
Yeah,
Le'Veon Bell or Jonathan Taylor?
Le'Veon Bell,
Le'Veon Bell or David Johnson?
David Johnson.
Le'Veon Bell or James Conner?
Ooh, I mean, at this point, I have to go with my rankings.
Right. Oh, your rankings aren't going to change after all this news?
I mean, my biggest thing is the injury. If Connor didn't have that injury, if Connor all
So you
day,
still grab Le'Veon Bell
so
over
I
Conner?
probably
Bell
do.
or Melvin Gordon?
Bell.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
easy. That
last
one's
one,
easy for me.
Le'Veon Bell
Give me like a hard one, bro.
well, these are all the guys going after him.
Right.
Let's say,
Melvin Gordon's going after Bell?
let's say Montgomery
okay.
didn't get injured. Bell or Montgomery?
I mean, with all this, he doesn't get injured.
Right.
I want to go Bell.
Right. So
Yeah, I'll go
he's still a pick where Bell is. I'm fading him.
No, I just...
Like, I'd rather grab Cam Akers than Bell at this point. That's how low. I'd probably drop Bell into like the 6th round is where I would like potentially start thinking
sure.
about him.
Daryl Henderson, expected to be back week 1.
Yeah.
Yes,
Speaking
heard
of
it
Cam
here.
Akers,
Here. I think Daryl Henderson, he's an okay draft pick. He's an okay player. I think his ADP is really, really, really low. And who knows, man? Who knows what's going to happen in that backfield? Yes, most likely Cam Akers is going to be the guy, but he's a rookie. It's the COVID season.
Yeah.
I was also, Malcolm Brown has a lot of the first reps too, first team reps. So it could be a committee still. I still think the
Potential.
chances are low,
Mhm.
but it can be that.
potential. If you want to bet on those chances, be my guest. You'll definitely
Okay.
be able to get him in.
Can I
in
be
the
a
league
guest
semi.
on your show?
You can be a guest on my show. But this is a kind of a change of events because a couple days ago they said Daryl Henderson was not expected in week 1, and now 2 days later expected in week 1.
He said, wait. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling better.
Don't forget about me.
Look at me. I don't like Cam Akers.
That rookie will never take my job.
Yes.
Well, that was the news. I hope we brought you back up to speed. And let's get into some buy or sell.
Buy or sell.
Buy or sell.
Oh, I like that one. We should just have that. We should have Boris sing all
By
the.
yourself.
Let us know if we should keep our segment intros or just have Boris go.
Just me with my face. By yourself.
Our first question in buy or sell. Joe Burrow, number 1 overall pick in the 2020 NFL draft. Do you buy or do you sell? Joe Burrow finishes as a quarterback 1, top 12. Where are you going with this?
No, you go first.
Okay. This one is a buy to me. Boris is now checking his rankings.
No,
see where
I'm not even doing that.
This one is a borderline buy. I believe I have him somewhere in that 13, 14, 12, 15, 11 spot. Low
Nice.
teens. I have somewhere in the low
Nice.
teens. But it's a buy for me only because shit O-line, crappy defense, a lot of wide receiver weapons, a great running back weapon. Just came out of a record-breaking college season. Talented quarterback, insanely talented quarterback, and he has rushing upside, sneaky rushing upside. I think everything's looking for Joe Burrow to post a rookie season better than Kyler Murray. Just as bad as a team, but more weapons. I mean, A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, John Ross, and T. Higgins is a better wide receiver group than Christian Kirk and Larry Fitzgerald.
100.
And Kyler Murray finished as the quarterback number 7 last year. So there you go.
Where do you go?
There. So
Hey.
I believe he's a quarterback 1. I think where he's going right now, he's such a steal in drafts. If I was to fade quarterback completely, I would grab him,
Burrow or Newton?
Burrow, or Newton. Man, honestly, probably Burrow. I think Burrow has the more upside.
Okay.
Although Cam Newton can't. I think Burrow has the higher percentage to hit his upside than Cam Newton,
Got it.
in my opinion. I think Cam Newton, there's still a lot of questions. Although they made him the quarterback, like, is he healthy completely? What kind of offense are they going to be running? What, are they going to let him play the whole game? Are they going to try Stidham out? Stidham is still young. I don't know. There's all these questions. Majority-wise lays with the injury, right? But I believe he's a quarterback 1. I think he can do it. What do you say?
I actually am buying it. I have him probably same around you, maybe 13th, 14th overall. But Dalton, actually, in his rookie year, finished 15th overall. And then his sophomore year finished 12th. So he was on the
Dalton's
cusp.
way better than Burrow.
So if Dalton can do it, if he can get like in the cusp of being, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, and then in his second year, be a quarterback 1, quarterback 2, and be the quarterback 1, I believe in Burrow way more. I actually think he has even a better core than Dalton had when he was coming in the league. So, yeah, man, I'm actually buying it. I can see it happening. Just right at the edge, 11th, 12th maybe. Yeah, he has a pretty good upside, man.
And I'm gonna say the most legit thing ever, the most analytically correct thing is Madden. Madden, when Kyler Murray came into the league, was rated 73. Kyler Murray was rated 73. Joe Burrow this year rated 76. We know that Madden always hits.
So that's +3. So he was 7. So he's finishing 4. Bam.
Bam.
There it was. There it is.
So that's both a buy for both of us. Buy or sell? Our second question. Kenyon Drake finishes as a running back.
Can
1.
we buy you a drink?
Shorty, what you
a drink? Could you buy me a drink?
So, Boris.
Yes,
Oh
for
my
sure.
God, bro.
Yeah, I
How
know, it's
much
pretty bad.
spices did you put in this?
I just dumped it all.
I can start this one again. Kenyon Drake, running back 1. That is a hard sell for me. I have him around that, but I don't like Kenyon Drake too much this year. He beasted in a small amount of games towards the end of the season in a new offense. And the main reason I don't like Kenyon Drake this year, other than the fact that he's a little bit iffy injury, he was injured, right?
Yes, he's
recently,
on a walking boot. Even though you said it wasn't, he was not. It's no big deal.
They said it was no big deal, but I'm just saying still something. But that's not my biggest reason. Plus, Chase Edmonds is there, which is a great running back to compete with him, and I see them giving Chase Edmonds a lot. But the main reason is that for the first 5 weeks, the Arizona Cardinals were trying to get a 4 wide receiver set, and they had a 4 wide receiver set so much higher than the second team. Like the second team that had a 4 wide receiver set, the percentage of times that they actually came out in that set, as opposed to Arizona Cardinals, were much lower. Arizona Cardinals were trying to do that. That's what the hype was around Kingsbury. Sorry. That was the hype all around him. He was going to bring this high-flying offense to the Arizona Cardinals, and they just didn't have the wide receiver core. Now, with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins, I believe they do, and I think they're going to be rolling a lot of 4 wide receiver sets, and they're going to be throwing a lot with that horrible defense, with that horrible O-line. I think they're going to be behind in a lot of games. They're going to have to throw it. I just don't see Kenyon Drake, 1, getting the volume, and 2, with that O-line producing amazing with that volume. Even though he did it, but the reason that he was so crazy at the end of the year was touchdowns. He got 7 touchdowns in his last 3 weeks.
Right, but he also has some crazy runs.
Right,
man.
I'm just saying, he got 7 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks.
I hear you, that's a lot.
That is so much.
But it wasn't just like red zone ones. Yeah, he Right,
but I'm saying that inflated his statistics. It's not something you can bet on. I mean, if he got 7 touchdowns every 3 weeks, he'd be getting 50 touchdowns or something.
No, but I bet you I can beat you in
ping pong?
No.
You can try.
In rock, paper, scissors. You
Okay.
said I can't bet you. I could bet you I win.
One time. Okay. Just rock, paper, scissors.
And then we can't look at each other what we're saying, what we're doing.
Okay.
We tell each other.
Ready, set, go. Rock, paper, scissors. What'd you get?
Scissors.
Rock.
Damn.
See, told you guys, don't ever mess with me.
All
I'm
right,
the best
guess
rock,
we
paper,
can't
scissors
bet him, guys.
player ever.
Yeah, Kenyon Drake. Like I said about him, drank. It's like when you drink, he looks sexy. When you at the end of it, in the beginning, you're like, man, this feels freaking good, dude. I'm buzzed. I feel bomb. At the end of the night, you throwing up all over your girl. You know what I mean? And she don't like it, clearly. I like him, but I don't like him. I really think Edmonds might be the leading back towards the end of the season. At least they're splitting hairs. They're splitting the backfield. I just feel like Kenyon Drake's never done it, and never had a complete good season. He had 4 or 5 amazing games. I just feel like they've said it. Edmonds, man, that pepper. Edmonds is, a running back 1. He can be a clear guy. Kenyon Drake has an injury right now. Maybe he re-injures it. I just feel like there's a lot of question marks there. Though I have him ranked maybe 12th, 13th in PPR. I think I have him a little worse in non-PPR leagues. It's just too many question marks, and I am betting against him.
So that was a sell for both of us. That was buy or sell, brought to you by Boris's Forehead. And let's get into our best values and sleepers in the draft.
Yes, sir.
Sleepers.
Our first value, it's my guy. I'm going to go with DJ Moore. And this is unbiased because I have no shares of DJ Moore in any single league. Finished as the wide receiver 21 in standard, half-point PPR 18 and PPR 16. Going as the 15th wide receiver, beginning of the 4th round. This guy is a insanely talented wide receiver. 89th percentile 40-yard dash, 88th percentile speed score, 94th percentile burst score, 89th percentile catch radius. And, he had a great year last year, but that's not really what I'm excited for. Even though last year he was the wide receiver 16th, right? He only played 14 games and only scored 4 touchdowns. But he still had over 1,200 yards and averaged 15.5 points per game. But I'm not even excited about that, right? What I'm excited is the addition of their new coach, who coached Joe Burrow and LSU, the coach who loves a high-flying offense, who loves to throw.
Ja Rule.
And not only that, who was their quarterback last year?
Ain't nobody know. Alan Watts.
Alan Watts. Who doesn't even know? Trash quarterback play. They just got Teddy Bridgewater, and I don't know if you guys know, but Teddy Bridgewater is an amazing quarterback. Do we remember last year?
Yeah, he was 11th in passer rating.
Yeah, do we remember last year what happened when Drew Brees went down? Michael Thomas still had a crazy 5-week stretch there.
Oh, yeah, he was...
It was insane. So we know that Teddy Bridgewater can support a wide receiver 1. The wide receiver 1, to be in fact. So pairing up a insanely talented wide receiver who's already proved it, right? And this guy is hella young. bring him a coach that loves to throw the ball. Bring him a quarterback who's a very efficient thrower.
Bring him a water boy who can give him the water that he needs at the right time.
And last year, they pretty much had nobody on that offense other than Christian McCaffrey. This year, they bring in Robbie Anderson to take away pressure from DJ Moore. You know, I think DJ Moore has a real potential of hitting that top 5 this year, top 6, literally being a Chris Godwin of last year. I really like Chris Godwin. For getting him at the beginning of the 4th, I love DJ Moore as my wide receiver 1. If you get him as your wide receiver 2, oh my God, what a stack.
Yeah, I was about to.
Your team is insane.
I had a chance in one league to pick him or Robert Woods.
Right.
And I was like, I should have definitely picked DJ Moore, especially because I have Robert Woods in every league. So I should have had a mixed.
It's a clear pick for me.
Yeah.
But
I had Robert Woods ahead of DJ
But
Moore.
don't sleep on this guy, guys. Like, DJ Moore, he's already proved it to you. His floor is wide receiver 16. So, I mean, you're not going to be upset if he gives you wide receiver 2 numbers. If you're drafting him as your wide receiver 2, you're drafting him in the 4th round. And his ceiling is freaking insane. So, I highly suggest you guys go ahead and draft him if he falls to you.
Like my homie Borat or Sasha Cohen used to say, Booyakasha. Booyaka. Okay?
Boyakashu.
Booyakasha.
Boris, why don't you give your value in the draft?
You know how much I love being in nature, right? More than anything, the best place in nature is in a forest. But what kind of forest? It's in the woods. It looks like we're in the woods right now. Cabin feel. We got that cabin feel look. And my player that I am in love with that is ridiculously underlooked every single year is my homie Robert Woods. Okay, Robert Woods in the last 2 years, right, has finished wide receiver 11th and 14 in PPR. That's wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 numbers, right on the cusp of 1 and 2 every year. He's been consistent in his targets. Last 8 games last year, right, with the 2 tight end set, he exploded. He was 5th in PPR during that stretch. 5th. So if that happens again, if it is a 2 tight end set, I'm just saying, if it is, I'm sorry about Kupp. I got a jersey on him. I love Kupp. He's sexy, right? But potentially Woods couldn't be the wide receiver 1. You're getting him as a wide receiver 2, maybe even 3 in some leagues, right? So he is insane. So last year, last 6 games, you know what the least amount of targets he got?
What
do you think? Last 6 games.
Last 6 games?
Yeah. Just
4.
the least. No.
5.
No.
6.
No.
7.
No.
8.
No.
9.
Yeah.
9.
So he averaged a minimum of 9 targets. And in week 13, he doubled that. He got 18 targets.
Wow.
Yeah. So he is a big boy play for a big man. You have to be a big man to get him. Bro, again, you're getting him in the 4th round, sometimes 5th round.
Well, right now he's going at the end of the 5th as the wide receiver 20th.
5th. I mean, bro, if that's not the biggest steal, I don't know what is. Yeah, I mean, he is insane.
Yeah, I like Woods a lot this year, especially where he's going.
And I also think if Kupp also plays in the slot, no, the biggest thing is this. He only got 2 touchdowns last year. So those are the numbers with him getting that. I mean, he's easily a wide receiver 1 if he gets at least 2 more touchdowns. So
yeah, I like where he's going definitely right now. If he was in that group of like DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, I'd be grabbing those players over him. But he's just falling to immense value. People are sleeping on him. I do like Tyler Lockett more than him. I probably between him or T.Y. Hilton where it gets hard for me.
Wow.
But I like Tyler Lockett above him. But in the end of the 5th, definitely a slam dunk for me. And that was our values. And now let's get into some sleepers. Let's get deeper into the draft.
Let's get in. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What do you value more?
Mm-hmm.
A girl for her looks?
Yeah.
Or for her personality?
Personality, hands down.
Okay. Could she be ugly but have the most beautiful personality?
No, I would definitely want to be attracted to her.
Gotcha.
I think that's important. But what do I value more? Personality.
Okay.
Yeah.
A+ answer, girls.
I was trained by the best, and only the best. So, our sleepers, we're we're pretty much going to be looking at players later in the rounds, your 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th rounds, where you can get those diamond in the rust. Because still, when you're in the 4th, 5th rounds, there's going to be a lot of players there. Most of the players there are good players, right? But when we're getting into the back end of the draft, it starts to get a little harder to find those good players. But my sleeper that I chose was Preston Williams, the Miami Dolphin wide receiver, currently going as the wide receiver 51 in the 10th round. I don't know if you have been seeing the Roto World hype, but apparently, he's in camp right now looking better than ever. Practicing without restrictions.
Such a steal. Ridiculous.
He got that week 8 ACL tear, but he's practicing without restrictions. He's looking good in camp. This guy is a stud. He's not.
He's also undrafted.
He's undrafted. He doesn't have the best athletic ability.
No, it's actually the opposite of that.
No, if you look at his player profile, he's not
really?
the best.
That's what they were saying.
But
for his height and for how he's built, he's super fast.
It's not the best athletic profile, but if you watch his tape, he's actually really good. He's really good at separation, getting off the line of scrimmage. But during his rookie season, he only played 8 games, started 7, and produced 32 receptions, 430 yards, and 3 touchdowns on 60 targets. That was only in 8 games, right?
Yeah, he was leading.
If we just doubled that, that's 120 targets. That's 1,000 yards. That's 6 touchdowns. And that was, his rookie year?
Yeah.
His rookie, right? It was rookie year? Sophomore?
Yeah, rookie.
Rookie year. Come on, guys. Don't sleep on this guy. Remember, he was an undrafted rookie. For perspective, only 29 wide receivers received at least 100 targets last season. Since 1992, only 44 rookies wide receivers have garnered at least 100 targets in a season.
Garnered Minshew?
Yep. And back in August of 2019, here's a little Easter egg fun fact, Xavier Howard, which is hilarious because today Xavier Howard was activated out of the pup. So funny. One of the best cornerbacks in the league said that Preston Williams has the it factor and could be a number 1 receiver. The Dolphins averaged 38.9 pass attempts in 2019, good for 7th in the NFL. And Josh Rosen was their quarterback when Preston Williams was playing. Ryan Fitzpatrick is now there. He's an efficient passer, and he likes to huck him and chuck him. But Tua Tagovailoa, I'm projecting big things for him. I think when he comes in this year, that offense is going to get a bigger boost than it has in the past. The target projection would be the 33rd most for wide receivers. Listen, where you're drafting him right now, if he's a wide receiver 3, thank you for listening. If he's a wide receiver 3, you got return on your value. But he has the upside to be a wide receiver 2, easily. He has the upside to maybe even be a wide receiver 1, potentially, if 2 is a beast and their offense things. So you're drafting a pretty much solidified wide receiver 3 in round 10. Crazy value.
Absolutely.
I think this guy is a steal in drafts. Of course, the big question is hammer Devontae Parker.
Right, and also there's a pretty serious injury.
Yeah.
So he could re-injure it.
Preston Williams?
Yeah.
Right. That's why I'm saying he's looking good in practice.
Right.
But if we remember in the first 8 weeks, Preston Williams was the guy. He was their number 1 wide receiver. It wasn't Devontae Parker. Parker only stepped up after he got injured. Yes, they gave him the money. But this guy's an undrafted rookie. They probably got to see more from him. I just think if we're talking about dart throws, he's a dart throw I would like to have.
Yes, sir. My dart throw is a guy. So let me just say something. When I tell you this guy's height, you're not gonna believe it, right? Because I'm gonna ask you this question. This guy is 5'7". Now you're thinking it's me.
Clyde
Edwards-Helaire, right? Which is insane. I cannot believe this guy is 5'7".
I could have done it.
First round.
This guy, I was saying my whole life, I'm going to do it. I'm going to freaking get into the NFL. Boris said, nah, you're too small.
But you're 5'5".
Too small.
So
you won't get it. You won't get it. Hey, I'm 5'5" when I'm talking to doctors. I'm 5'6" when I'm in the real world.
And you're 5'7" when you're talking to me?
5'7" when I'm trying to make it to the NFL.
Right. So this guy that's 5'7", who's a real deep sleeper, but to me, he's a perfect pick. I think he won't hurt you. You'll be able to start him without him being a starter at this point, at least on your flex. He is Mr. Boston Scott.
Shout out Boston.
Yeah, he's a Darren Sproles 2.0. Philly actually has the 9th most vacated targets at 8.5, which was all done by Aguilar. Aguilar is deuces. Alshon Jeffrey is deuces, at least for 6 weeks. And in 2016,
Deshaun Jackson probably deuces.
Yeah, but hopefully not because I got him in my squads. But we all think, okay, can two running backs do it? You know, if you got two players in a committee, can they do it? So in 2016, right, the second running back on Philly actually had a better year than the RB1, and they both finished amazingly. Guess who that was? Darren Sproles. Darren Sproles in PPR is a monster. He was a monster, and this guy, they drafted him to play his position, right? So, last month, in the last month, he was
Wait,
the
you're
RB.
saying last month?
No,
during
not last
offseason?
month. In the last month of the season last year, right? Sanders was the 7th RB7th, and he was the 9th. So they both finished top 10. He averaged 6.3 targets a game, fewer than 6.3 targets a game, 6.3 targets a game, never fewer than 6. And he was on pace for over 100 targets.
In the last month.
In the last month. So that's in the last month. He was doing really well. He was there for almost 50% of all the snaps. Insane. There are some concerns on the O-line because their first-round pick, Andrew Dillard, of last year, he had a season-ending injury, which sucks big time. They don't have Jason Peters and Brandon Brooks now. They don't have them. Andrew Dillard is injured for the beginning of the season, so we don't know what's gonna happen with that O-line. It's a little bit scary. Also, as much as I have Sanders, he is injured. They're saying he's gonna be back during week 1. But bro, not only can Boston Scott, in my mind, be a flex option now, but if Sanders gets injured, which he's a small back, you know, he can get injured, and you know it's not crazy for that to happen. Boston Scott becomes the dude. They haven't drafted anyone else. They haven't traded anyone else. I really think he has a good shot of, putting miracles on your bread.
Yeah. I definitely dig Boston Scott for his ADP.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, you can get him as like one of your last picks.
I'm just not as confident as him.
I mean, clearly in the last 4 or 5 weeks, we've shown that they're gonna, they didn't get anyone else.
The thing is that I just hate basing opinions off 4-week stretches. Like that's why I'm off Higbee.
Okay, but it doesn't show you. Okay, no matter if a team is like, okay, we're gonna be like Sanders is our guy, right? I mean, understandably, you know, you still want to have some good running back plays, you know, as your backfield, like as your backups, right? So if they didn't really believe in Boston Scott, they would have got someone else. But they believe in him.
No, this is nothing against talent. This is nothing against opportunity. I think he will have opportunity.
And
I just think in this current situation,
right,
unless Miles Sanders goes down, me personally, I would rather in the 13th round draft one of those rookie wide receivers, draft someone with like more upside. That's just me personally. I do like him, especially if you need running back help.
I mean, I think at that play where I'm getting Boston Scott, I think the wide receiver rookies, a lot of them are already gone. But yeah, I mean, I
think Pittman's still there. I think Jefferson might still be there.
I just think Boston Scott has insane upside, man.
If Miles Sanders goes down,
I think without him, I still think as much as I have Miles Sanders,
insane floor if Miles Sanders is
right. I'm saying upside, right? Upside if he leaves, and, right.
Barring
if he
injury,
injured,
he has safe floor.
Safe floor, right.
I would say if I'm grabbing a guy like that in that round, me personally, I would just go for the higher ceiling. And for those wide receivers to hit that ceiling, it's less of an injury.
But I get that.
Right.
But the thing is, you have to agree that running backs is such a scarce.
Yeah.
So that's why in those
But
values,
usually by the time of round 13, I've filled up on my running backs.
Right. But I'm saying not your bench. Like you might not have as much depth.
No, I probably have like 1 or 2 backup running backs at that point.
You have 1 or 2 running backs?
Yeah.
I mean, potentially 1.
Probably 2 by the 13th round.
Right.
Probably 2. Probably
like that you really like 2 because I've done drafts
like
in
a
Yahoo.
James White and like a Cam Akers.
Sometimes you're not able to do that.
Like in my Yahoo draft, I have Clyde, but then I have Dobbins, Cam Akers,
that's
Kareem
a completely
Hunt.
different draft because the way that worked for you is that you weren't able to get 2 top dogs.
But that's fine. I still would have
Right,
targeted Cam Akers. I still would have targeted Jacob Dobbins. I still would have targeted Kareem Hunt. I still would have targeted Alexander
I'm saying
Madison.
it depends. If I'm able to get 4 running backs and
Right.
my
That's what I'm saying. By round 13, I usually have 4 running backs. It's kind of hard for me not to.
wow, I mean that's impressive.
So I'd rather just
How many leagues are you in to have done that? Because I think you're in
all of my best ball leagues.
other than
I'm in
best
like
ball.
25,
Other than
30.
best ball
I mean,
leagues.
that's majority of my leagues, and that's the most accurate ADP that we're talking about here.
Okay.
What? It
I mean,
is.
there's nothing really to
I
argue
mean,
there.
if you want to sit here and say that Yahoo's ADP is better than best ball,
It's not that
that's
it's
just
better.
crazy.
It's just I like to play with.
Right, and I'm saying in Yahoo, even in Yahoo, you
Yeah.
should be by round 13 having 4 running backs, and it's very scary if you don't. And it's very realistic if you just target Cam Akers, Jordan Howard, James White, Sony Michel. If you target Alexander Madison, Kareem Hunt,
Okay,
all
well,
of those
let's see
running
my
backs.
league. So let's see my league. What
all
what
of those
happened.
running backs will.
No, I hear you.
Just
So
don't get it.
So in this league, right, I had Elliott and Sanders, right? I drafted,
Right.
and then because it was value, right, because it was value, I got DJ Shark in my flex,
Mhm.
right, and then I was like another value, Marquise Brown,
Okay.
and so because of that,
Right.
here we are in a situation where all those running backs that you're talking about, they're all gone.
That's not true.
They are.
You got Brown in what round?
Brown. Let's see. Brown, I got.
How are you doing this? You just go to your draft.
Yeah, I'm doing that
So why are you scrolling down?
because
so
I
much?
want to see who's before and who's after.
Okay.
So, let me see. Okay, so Marquise Brown, I got round 6.
Right.
Right.
It's like-
I know. But then I got Wallace round 7
Okay.
because that was a steal in my mind, right?
Okay.
To get him 7, and then when I'm on 8 now,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of those running backs are all gone.
Who are the running backs there?
So the running backs that are there, no one, literally no one.
So who are the running backs there before Waller? Because you chose
So
to
right,
go
right
Waller.
before Waller.
And who's the running backs there before Marquise Brown?
Right. So after
And
Waller,
you're
so if I
Right.
didn't get Waller, right,
I would
be
say the
able to
bigger
get
one-
J.K. Dobbins.
There you go. And then who you could have
And then I
got
could've
someone
got-
instead of Marquise Brown because that Marquise Brown probably wasn't the best pick because you just got DJ Shark as your flex. So you probably
I literally talked to you about getting
What?
him.
I'm saying if we're talking about filling up on running backs here, it's very easily instead of getting Marquise Brown
Right.
and Waller,
Right.
you could have
Uh-huh.
just went 2 running backs,
Right,
there.
right,
or
but
you
I-
could have just went 1 running back instead of Waller. Grab J.K. Dobbins,
Uh-huh.
and then next round grab Alexander Madison. Still going to be there, or the round after Alexander Madison is still going to be there.
Okay.
And there's your 4 running backs.
Right. And I'm saying like a guy like Alexander Madison
Uh-huh.
and a guy like Boston Scott. I mean, those are
Right.
not, you know.
Sure, a guy like Zach Moss is still going to be there.
No, he's not.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's not.
Yeah.
So where did he go?
Zach Moss?
Yeah.
Zach Moss. Zach Moss went. Where does Zach Moss go? I mean, he actually could have. You might be right. Yeah, Zach Moss. Zach Moss went in the 9th round.
So told you. So it's
So I got Boston Scott where I could have got Zach Moss. So I got Boston Scott instead of Zach Moss.
well, Boston Scott's ADP is going in the 13th round currently. So definitely in the 9th round, I'm completely probably off of him. But that's fine. I get it.
Right.
It's a good dart throw. That's cool. But sorry about that ending. Maybe you guys enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments. Maybe we'll do more stuff like that. Maybe we won't. But that was our values and sleepers of the draft. This is so exciting. 2 weeks left. We're actually it's gonna be enough opinions like that MGM ad.
yeah.
And it's going to be enough opinions, and it's going to be actual who the hell was right. But I'm also excited to be wrong and see where I went wrong. We really do appreciate you guys for watching this. Leave us a like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, turn on write in the comments, leave us a review, blah, 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 bling, blang, blung.
Blah, blah, blah. I can't believe I got Boston. I think it was the 10th round. Okay, that I got Boston Scott. I think 10th, 11th round is not bad.
If you
To get
if you did what you
Right,
did,
if I missed out on running backs.
then yes,
Right.
of course.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, tune in next time. Tune in tomorrow for another episode. Have a wonderful day. Get excited about football. Get excited about Black Lives Matter. make a difference in your life, make some changes, and let this 2020 continue let it continue being weird and crazy.
Or not. Hopefully not. Please go back to normal. But we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Peace.
Thank you for joining the Fantasy Football Brothers for another episode. Visit our website at thefantasyfootballbrothers.com. Check us out on social media at the Fantasy Football Brothers. See you next time.